Hi, it's early 2000s. You're flipping through channels and suddenly you see a goofy man chasing a bus with a turkey on his head. Yeah, a proper grown-up in a suit with the IQ of a 5-year-old. And just like that, you and everyone else around became a fan of Mr. Bean. His real name is Rowan Atkinson, a genius actor with the voice of a Shakespeare professor and the face of a confused stapler. He studied electrical engineering at Oxford because that's what comedy legends do, I guess. Then he teamed up with his friend Richard Curtis and pitched the idea to him. No long presentation, no fancy script, just Rowan standing in front of him, flailing around, making weird noises and pretending to zip his face shut. Richard said, "Sure, looks good to me," and Mr. Bean came into existence. Not from a womb, but from a sketch show. Mr. Bean, just a simple man who lives in a small British apartment with wallpapers from 1974 and the soul of a lost sock. He owns one suit, one bear, one car, and exactly zero idea how normal humans operate. Fully grown, fully awkward, and fully unstoppable. The first episode aired in 1990. Just a man trying to cook a Christmas turkey, but somehow ends up with a turkey on his head. The BBC took one look and said, "This is either genius or deeply concerning." Turns out it was both. And just like that, Mr. Bean took over Britain. Only 14 episodes? That's it. 14. Not seasons, just episodes. Because Mr. Bean isn't about quantity, it's about maximum chaos and minimum time. The formula is pretty simple. First, Bean has a plan. Second, Bean executes the plan. Well, at least he tries to. And before you know, everything's on fire. You want examples? We got you. He goes to the church and ends up falling asleep and snoring like a demon. He goes to the beach and ends up half naked in front of a child. He tries to copy someone's test in school and ends up turning his exam paper into origami. He's basically a one-man apocalypse in a tweed jacket. But here's the twist. He barely talks. Just grunts, grasps, and occasionally high-pitched wheezing. He's like if Charlie Chaplin, a meme, and a toaster had a baby. That's what made him unstoppable. No language, no punchlines, just vibes. Honestly, if you don't think that's genius, you should probably unsubscribe, or better argue in the comments. And the car? Oh god, the car. That green British Leyland Mini. It's tiny, it's angry, and it's constantly violating traffic laws. This car has been through more near-death experiences than any action hero, and yet it always survives. But Mr. Bean doesn't care. Why? Because this man drives with the confidence of someone who's never taken a single lesson. He once changes clothes while driving. He also once brushes his teeth while driving. Oh yeah, and he once parked vertically too. Because parallel parking is for cowards. Also, there is a blue 3-wheeled car that exists for the sole purpose of being bullied. Mr. Bean sees it and goes, "Not today, peasant," and yeets into the next dimension. Yeah, it's like bro has some beef with 3-wheelers. Now, let's talk Teddy, his one friend. Wait, scratch that. His only friend. His emotional support, sock puppet with eye. Teddy isn't just a bear, he's Mr. Bean's emotional therapist, best friend, and sometimes a victim of Mr. Bean's weirdly affectionate strangling hugs. Teddy doesn't say a word, doesn't even blink, and yet somehow ends up with more screen time than most supporting characters in major films. And Mr. Bean, he treats this inanimate object with more respect than any human, and it's both adorable and slightly alarming. Oh, and in case you're wondering, no, Teddy never got a spin-off. Sadly. Then came the movies. The first one came out in 1997. The plot: Mr. Bean gets sent to America because someone in British government played HR roulette and lost. He ruins priceless art, he eats sandwich made with actual human puke, then somehow becomes a national hero by accident. Peak cinema, if you ask me. The critics, they didn't approve, but the audience, "We need this DVD immediately," they said. And boom, $250 million. Nope, that's not a typo. Mr. Bean became a global export more powerful than tea. Then in 2002, they said, let's make him a cartoon. Then suddenly, Mr. Bean had color, faster pacing, and somehow less logic. Kids loved it, parents loved it, Teddy got a glow up, and the adventures somehow even weirder. And the landlord? Oh, she deserves her own episode. Mrs. Wicked, an angry old woman powered entirely by tea, rage, and orthopedic shoes. Yes, she yells, she snoops, she hates Bean with Olympic-level dedication. And somehow she always knows when he's up to something, which is all the time. She's like if your grumpy neighbor becomes a full-time Bean investigator. Also, she owns a cat named Scrapper. Suits the cat, to be honest. Scrapper is basically a small, furry demon with whiskers and a personal vendetta. The cat hates Bean. Bean hates the cat. It's the Tom and Jerry dynamic, but with fewer rules. The cartoon gave Bean new life. No aging, no consequences, no limits. Let's not forget the Mr. Bean theme song. That simple piano melody, it's iconic. It's the kind of tune that sticks to you like a catchy ringtone you can't escape. Composed by Howard Goodall, it's as iconic as Mr. Bean himself. Every time you hear it, it takes you back to the good old times. Yeah, before all those horrible life decisions you made. Oops. Anyways, then came the second movie in 2007, Mr. Bean Holiday. This time he wins a trip to the south of France. Oh no, we don't like where this is heading. Within 5 minutes, he accidentally kidnaps a child. 10 minutes later, he is derailing a French film premiere. By the end, he's basically walked across Europe like a lost GPS signal. And then the grand finale, hijacking the Cannes Film Festival and replacing the dramatic climax with his vacation footage. Somehow it works. People are crying. Standing ovation. Cannes is like, yeah, okay, this is art. Once again, it's a hit. Boom! Another $200 million. Turns out everyone has a Bean inside it. But Mr. Bean didn't just stick to TV. Oh no, he went on tour. Live shows, stage performances, global chaos. Rowan wasn't gonna let this success slide. He was gonna milk the hell out of it. Honestly, we don't blame him. Man did what he had to do. So he packed up the beige jacket, the teddy, and the curse of inconvenience and brought Mr. Bean to stages around the planet. And people showed up in numbers too. But perhaps his biggest performance of all, the 2012 London Olympics opening ceremony. Huge orchestra, fancy setup, billions watching around the world. And right in the middle of it all, there's Mr. Bean, sitting at a piano, looking confused. His job? Press one single note, just one, over and over again. He does it like it's the most important job in the world. Presses it like his rent depends on it. Then he starts yawning, he gets bored, man pulls out an umbrella and leans it on the keys so it keeps playing by itself. And while the note plays on, Mr. Bean starts daydreaming. In his head, he's running on a beach, winning a big race like it's the Olympics. All slow motion, all dramatic. Meanwhile, the orchestra is still playing seriously, but everyone's watching Mr. Bean. The crowd couldn't stop laughing. Beethoven, on the other hand, probably rolling in his grave. Oh, we almost forgot, Mr. Bean had a cameo in a Beatles music video too, by the way. Yeah, someone really thought that the All You Need Is Love music video needs a guy who looks absolutely lost. Good job though, because he fits right in. He's Mr. Bean, what did you expect? And then there is a plot twist. Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean himself, does an interview and he says, real calm like, yeah, I don't really enjoy playing Mr. Bean anymore. Says it's exhausting, physically demanding, creatively limiting. Basically, fancy ways of saying I'm tired of being this weird little dude with a teddy bear. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have milked the hell out of a single character, I guess. And the world? The whole planet paused. Billions of people who grew up watching him gets his head stuck in a turkey or driving with a chair on top of a car just stared at their screens like, oh, that's adorable. But yeah, no, he's not just your character anymore. Because at this point, Mr. Bean isn't just a guy on a show. He's part of pop culture, a phenomenon. He's a meme that exists before memes were even a thing. He's a sticker, a phone case, a GIF your uncle sends you when he doesn't know how to say happy birthday. He belongs to everyone now. Mr. Bean lives on in reruns, in school plays, He's like a cartoon that grew legs and refuses to retire. So, did you catch every Mr. Bean moment or totally missed the turkey on the head saga? Drop your fails and wins in the comments, like and share the chaos. And if you think Stranger Things has a weirder history, go prove it. Subscribe now